You deserve to cash in at Cache Creek Casino Resort. Cache Creek is that much-needed escape from the everyday that's not far away. Take some swings on our award-winning golf course, or take some time to yourself in our luxurious spa. And of course, you'll want to try your luck on our 200,000 square foot gaming floor. Cash in at Cache Creek Casino Resort. Visit CacheCreek.com to learn more.
The savings are amazing at the Naturewood Home Furnishings Sofa Sale. Save on every sofa, including gallery-exclusive custom-ordered flex steel furniture.
Choose from hundreds of colors and fabrics.
Sofas, sectionals, recliners, all come with flex steel's superior blue steel highest quality spring construction.
Nobody has more styles than choices.
Naturewood, you know, the building with the water wheel.
Tell them Brooklyn and Nova sent you.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Rayleigh's. Rayleigh's has great prices on the best quality of fresh ingredients, and Rayleigh's offers easy online ordering for pickup or delivery at Rayleigh's.com.
I'm Serena Williams. You watch me live on TV. So why am I in a British drama you watch on demand?
Fancy a dance, will I do?
Sure. It's because DirecTV Stream brings the best of live TV and on demand together.
You're quite the dancer.
Mr. Jeffries, you're making me blush. Introducing DirecTV Stream, the best of live TV and on demand with no annual contract. Get your TV together at DirecTV.com.
Requires high-speed internet and compatible device. Content varies by package location. Restrictions apply.
Kids into quarantine in just 4 days. It is the strictest in the nation and goes far beyond CDC and state recommendations. Again, we are a national outlier. Why have you placed so little value on in-person education? Why are you adhering to a
Cap goes in a... We don't do... It really hurt me. The boys are saying Cioè quando
Okay, let's do it. Yeah, I'm ready. Welcome to the show. I'm gonna get this right today. Today is a beautiful, the 14th. I think it's the 14th of September. Do you remember the 24th day in September? Who's the Raiders? Old man broadcaster. Who's the old broadcaster for the Oakland Raiders? Let's get ready to rumble. Okay. What a game. We had a little bit of technical difficulty. I was feeling like when you think about all the things that had to happen right for the Raiders last night in Allegiant Stadium, I can see why anyone would leave Oakland, a beautiful place for football, and Oakland has lost Golden State Warriors. Think about that. Golden State went back to San Francisco where they came from, but they left after winning championships, 3 championships in 5 years. And then they lost the Raiders. Raiders went to Las Vegas. And now there's talk that the Oakland A's may be looking to go join them in about 5 years. It's a crazy world. But last night, a 33-27 win for the Oakland Raiders. It was like, it was touchdown Raiders! What a way to start the opening of a brand new Allegiant Stadium in front of fans. They had it last year, but no fans were on the scene. And now they had it this year in beautiful Las Vegas. I'm telling you, it was a long time coming, a year after the long wait. The Raiders fans were treated to an instant classic in the debut of Allegiant Stadium, otherwise known as the Death Star. It does look a lot like in Star Wars. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. They had the torch of Al Davis. It was lit, and the crowd was lit also. Think about it. The Raiders took their first lead of the night on the last play of the game to beat the Baltimore Ravens 33-27. Touchdown Raiders! They waited till the last play. It's like John Gruden spent his last dollar to make you holler at the Allegiant Stadium. Touchdown Raiders! That was John Gruden spending his last dollar to make you holler. It's all fair in Leavenworth. Derek Carr did his thing. The Raiders, the fans finally got what they wanted after an empty 2020 season. Both the stands in terms of their playoff hope, but the Raiders had a debut in front of 65,000 screaming fans. And word has it, none of them paid. None of them paid. It was all free. If that makes sense here. I don't know if that's true or not. But in Las Vegas, you got to learn how to sneak in. I guess some people snuck in. Not all of them snuck in, but I hear some good boys snuck in. How I know that? Because I know them personally. All fair in Leavenworth. 65,000 fans filled a $2 billion stadium, and it's worth every penny, every nickel and dime. Last year, the Raiders were forced to play in a brand new city, in a brand new stadium, no one inside. But last night, the Raiders fans, they got what they were wanting. They wanted the winning team to walk up in winning fashion on one of the greatest games I've ever seen in the NFL. We thought the Tampa Bay-Dallas game was amazing, but Derek Carr did his thing. Touchdown Raiders! You want to hear that. And it happened on the last play of the game. The Ravens and Jackson came out to an early lead. Baltimore came out early, and they dominated thanks to some phenomenal play from touchdown Superman Lamar Jackson. The opening touchdown came on the 4th and 1 when Ty Williams took a 31-yard run up the middle to the house and put the first points on the board. Raiders up to the line of scrimmage. Superman Jackson, eye set formation. Raiders in the 5-man front. Jackson the snap, 3-step stop, hands off the Tyron Williams. Breaking through the line of scrimmage at the 30, across the 20, down to the 15, the 10-5. Touchdown Ravens! Wait a minute. Why are the fans cheering for the Ravens touchdown? They want to see somebody score. What happened in Vegas stays in Vegas? Not necessarily true. But then Jackson doubled the lead with one of the most brilliant bits of scrambling we've ever seen in the NFL football universe from the former MVP. When you think about it, he had a touchdown throw. He found Marquise Brown in the end zone. And the Ravens seemed to be cruising as they were going to shock the home opening of 65,000 in Las Vegas. Ravens up to the line of scrimmage. Superman Jackson under center. 4 wideouts, 5-man front by the Raiders. Lamar Jackson, the snap, turns around, throws the ball downfield, and it's caught in the end zone for the touchdown! Touchdown Ravens! Marquise Brown, 31 yards. Why are they cheering? Because they were all lopsided. They should have had the Budweiser Zero. It has 0% alcohol, but 100% on its game. What a great start by the Ravens. And then touchdown Derek Carr. He started cold. He caught fire late. The Raiders, especially touchdown Derek Carr, having a little bit of hitch in their giddy up moving the ball in the first quarter. Carr went on a series of 7 consecutive passes without a completion. Yeah, it's like, what in the world? We paid $2 billion for this? All fair Leavenworth. But a 10-play drive capped off by Josh Jacobs' 2-yard run gave the Raiders fans their first taste of a touchdown in their new stadium. It's up to the line of scrimmage. We have ice set formation, Carr under center, and the Ravens in a goal line stance. Carr the snap turns around, hands off to Jacobs. He's into the end zone for the touchdown! affair in Leavenworth. And then the crowd went nuts. And you saw for the first time why the Raiders are missed in Oakland. I know how do you cheer for someone who left you? For someone who has $2 billion. A lot of people leave for free. You get people leaving because somebody swiped left and swiped right on the website, and you didn't even get $2 billion. But $2 billion, I can see why. Jacobs then tied the game up in the third quarter after Lamar Jackson's first of 2 fumbles on the night gave the Raiders the ball around midfield. The Raiders running backs weaved through the defense for 15 yards to tie the game at 17 apiece. What a great game. And then you got the game that goes into overtime after the last 2 minutes of field goals. The Ravens, Baltimore, and Las Vegas exchanged touchdowns and field goals, and the rest of the way en route to extra period. And Justin Tucker kicked a 37-yard, actually it was 37 seconds ago when he kicked the field goal. And I don't think he's ever missed a field goal. It seems like he never misses anything. But not so fast, my friend. Because the Raiders before that, they scored a touchdown. And then the receivers on the replay after the crowd, it was touchdown Raiders! The crowd stormed the field. Players were giving congratulatories. And then the good old boys went to the clock. And the officials ruled that the receiver's knee was down right around the 1-yard line. And so, of course, it would have it just like in Oakland. Couple of missteps. Carr steps back, throws a pass over the middle, is tipped by the receiver, and intercepted by the Ravens, and they're down in the end zone. So the Ravens get down and kick the field goal. It's so amazing. And then with no timeouts, touchdown Derek Carr fired 2 quick passes to put his team in field goal position. He had no timeouts. And then Daniel Carlson hit the clutch 55-yard field goal to send the game into overtime. And the Raiders scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal on their final 3 drives to push the game into extra period. Everest looked like it won't be an opening touchdown drive. The home side won the toss they elected to receive. A deep ball from Carter. Brian Everett blew the roof off the stadium as it seemed like Everett scored the game-winning touchdown Raiders! It looked like that. But upon the review, his knee was down before crossing the plane. It was all amazing because it was Raiders up to the line of scrimmage. Yeah, I set formation. 5-man front by the Ravens. Carr back to pass. 5-step drop. Goes downfield. Has a man in his caught by Everett for the touchdown! Touchdown Raiders! But it didn't happen because of the review. Again, the fans, the crowd was out of the field. The teams are out shaking hands. It was just a great game. A failed quarterback sneak. A false start ruined the Raiders' hope on an effective, all while anticlimactic ending. The penalty, there's a lineman that jumped. Come on, guys. It was reminding people of why they left Oakland. And then Carr's thrown pass was tipped and picked off in the end zone. Long story short, it was an exhausting game for the defense as the players were tired. Baltimore took over a few plays later. Lamar Jackson, Superman Jackson, he coughed up the ball just like I did right there. For the second time, giving the Raiders possession inside the Ravens territory. Las Vegas head coach wanted to take the prudent early field goal from 43 yards, but a delay of game spoiled it for guess who? The Raiders. We've seen that before. And everybody in the stadium was surprised. Connecting on the bomb to Zay Jones for 31 yards for a walk-off winner. It was like a touchdown Raiders. Didn't happen. But touchdown Derek Carr, he ended this night 435 yards. He's a Jedi Knight. He's a gunslinger. 2 touchdowns. Had an interception on a tip pass. He was 34 of 56 passing. And Josh Jacobs led the Raiders 2 touchdowns on 34 yards rushing. The atmosphere in Allegiant Stadium was lit. It was amazing all night long. All night long, like the great Lionel Richie. And surely the party didn't stop once the clock hit 000. Celebrations lasted late in the night in Las Vegas. What I love about Las Vegas is when the game's over, you're just about a 5-minute walk from the strip. And then, it's so electric. It's hard to match that environment. I'm just really happy for the Raiders and what they were able to do. 33-27 overtime win. I know the fans of Oakland have to be a little bit disappointed, but think about it. The fans in Oakland, a lot of people fly in Las Vegas from Oakland. It's not that much money to get over there. In fact, you can party all night. Hotels are cheap in Vegas. You can fly over there to Vegas, spend the night in the hotel, come back to the Bay Area the next morning, and it's all fair and level. I really love what happened at that game last night because myself, I miss going to the Coliseum. I was going to the Coliseum since I was a little boy, seeing the Raiders play. Kenny Stabler and all those good old boys, Cliff Branch, Batuzak, you know, Clarence Davis, all those guys. I remember seeing, oh man, Willie, he's going all the way in the Rose Bowl and the Super Bowl. I mean, there's so many great games at the at the Oakland Coliseum, working there in broadcast, getting my start with NBC Sports at the time. I miss the Coliseum. It has a history to it. You gotta know it to love it. For people from the outside, they may not miss it. But there's something about that crowd in Oakland where they all dressed up like they were Halloween every night, and the fans got into it. They missed it when they built Mount Davis. They added the PSLs, made it unaffordable for a lot of people that love the Raiders to go. And, you know, money took over. I'm hearing the cheapest ticket down Las Vegas is about $500. You have a lot of kids, inner city kids, they can't go to those games, that grew up loving the Raiders. I mean, would paint their face silver and black. And I mean, they use real paint, not that makeup crap. All fair and level were. How I know? Because one guy got something on me. If you've never experienced the black hole and drinking some lemonade that say, this ain't no lemonade. What the hell is this? This tastes like exotic lemonade. Because good old boys, that's why you bring your own drink, especially the black hole. They may have more class down in Vegas, but there's some good old boys, they pour a beer on you, sometimes urine. Hey, this don't taste like no regular beer. It's all fair and level right. This segment is sponsored by Budweiser Zero. It has 0% alcohol, 100% on this game. All fair and level. I really love what the Raiders did last night. So congratulations, Las Vegas. You stolen a team from California. It's not stealing if they want to go, right? If you love something, you let it go. If it comes back as yours, they're not coming back. That's a great city for football. Las Vegas is a sports town. Congratulations, Raiders, 33-27 win over the Baltimore Ravens, former Baltimore coach. In the words of the great sports taker, we're going to take the Big C pause, also known as the Big C timeout. In the words of the great Arnold Schwarzenegger, touchdown, Raiders! I'll be back. All right, I'm back from the Big C pause, also known as the Big C timeout. You can follow Big C Sports Podcast on 17 podcast applications all over the world. Really appreciate the way things are going with Big C Sports. I'm just going to do kind of an NFL recap. Since we've been playing football since Thursday night when the Dallas Cowboys, they let one get away. Tampa Bay came back and won that game. And, I mean, it was a late kick field goal. I mean, it was 2 seconds left on the clock, and it was all she wrote from there. But the defending Super Bowl champion, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, they got the win at home at Raymond James Stadium. I'm going to do a quick rundown of NFL, what happened in my opinion, Big C's thoughts opinion. This is sponsored by the Big C Burger. It's a tasty burger, and it comes with, drum roll please, what's all this exotic meat? All fair and level word. We do know a couple of things, just my opinion, and everybody has their own opinion. You have the Raiders are a good team, but Baltimore was missing a lot of players. But 33-27, the win is a win. Standout performance, touchdown, quarterback Derek Carr, 435 yards passing, and 2 touchdowns! Touchdown, Raiders! The Raiders pass rush much improved. Offensive line, a lot of work in progress. Max Crosby had 2 sacks. Yannick Ngakoue, he tipped the pass, and Carl Nizzard made a crucial third down, stopping regulation. I'm telling you, there's something about this Raider team, the energy last night. That's what they're missing in Oakland. Maybe because the stadium keeps all the noise inside. I've seen some of those crowds. I've felt some of those crowds in Oakland. You can feel it. Can you feel it, Michael Jackson? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? You gotta feel it. You can feel it last night. An amazing crowd. Absolutely amazing for NFL football. And then you think about touchdown Derek Carr, finding his receiver also helped him find the rhythm after a pretty poor first start. It was all Darren Waller in the first half, and Carr targeted his Pro Bowl tight end 12 times. And the Ravens, think about it, they were ready for him. But once the playbook opened up, Carr started looking like Henry Ruggs. He's amazing. Brian Edwards is a stud. Zay Jones is a stud who had the walk-off touchdown. I mean, Carr got cozy. He has a great array of quarterbacks receiving targets. That's a quarterback's dream. When you think about Gutierrez, the Raiders had every reason to lie down. Baltimore went up 14-0. And then they showed resolve because the crowd was amazing. It was freaking amazing. And now, fighting out of South Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Raiders. All they needed was Bruce buffer, that crowd was amazing. I'm still jacked up. You think about the Ravens. What to know about Superman Lamar Jackson? He can't be Superman if the Ravens cannot protect him. I know he's a great running back. He's also a great running quarterback. He's also a pretty good passer. He's a better passer than he was in the past. Again, they're missing J.K. Dobbins, and they had another missing player in their secondary. But Jackson, 2 costly fumbles were the result of him eluding and collapsing in the pocket. He's pressured on 17 of 39 dropbacks. That's a lot. 17 of 39 dropbacks, that's 44%. The Raiders only blitzed twice, but they still got to him. The Ravens general manager, Eric DeCosta, said after last season, they got to improve the line play. They didn't do it yet. Offensive tackles Ronnie Stanley and Alejandro Villanueva struggled against the Las Vegas pass rush. And the Raiders, I'm telling you, the Raiders, it was like the doom, you know, I'm not going to say, I don't want to be disrespectful to the Raiders, but that defense back in the day where they were mean and nasty, Jack Tatum, those guys, oh man, Willie. I mean, they had some great players back in the day, and I really appreciate the crowd. The crowd was amazing. So the Ravens pass rush, Baltimore had a tough time. They had given up 400 yards for the first time in 4 years. Touchdown Derek Carr, much maligned. No, that good boy can play out of Bakersfield Christian High School and Fresno State Bulldogs. All it needs is time. Carr passed for 308 yards in the second half alone, and overtime. The guy is good. Even though Pro Bowl cornerback Marcus Peters, he's not there for the Ravens, has a C-ending knee injury. I'm telling you, the Ravens got to regroup because now they face up against touchdown Patrick Mahomes. All Fred Leavenworth. I'm going to go to the Los Angeles Rams 34, Chicago Bears 14. Standout performer for the Rams, quarterback Matthew Stafford, 321 yards and 3 touchdowns. Rams. The Rams passing offense is in good hands with Allstate. Excuse me, my producer missed that one. They're in good hands with Matthew Stafford ahead of Sunday's open against the Bears. And Stafford wanted the offense to be physical and tough. They were efficient, they were explosive, and they did what they had to do to get the ball to Cooper Kupp for extra yards. Stafford started with a bang. He let a 67-yard touchdown pass fly to Van Jefferson up to the line of scrimmage. Beautiful. SoFi Stadium. I'm just telling you, this crowd was amazing in Southern California, SoFi Stadium. I-set formation, 4 wideouts for the Rams, 5-man front for the Bears. Stafford the pass, the snap, 3-man drop, throws downfield, and it's caught. Down to the 20, at the 10, to the 5, touchdown! Rams! Van Jefferson, 67 yards! I'm telling you, you're going to hear more of that. Stafford can throw. He can throw the ball, have a nice spin on the ball, but the receivers, Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson, they have a really good offense for the Rams. I know they miss Cam Akers. He's out with the Achilles injury. But when you think about it, I think the Rams are going to be fine. Darrell Henderson Jr. started, rushed for 70 yards on 16 carries, and most of them coming late in the game. Sonny Michel, who was acquired over 2 weeks ago in the trade with New England Patriots, got 1 carry, 2 yards, and rookie Jake Funk did not check in on offense. But I think the Rams are going to be fine. The Bears, man, when do you bring in Fields? Bring him in. I would still say, let him wait another week. I know people say play him now. You know, we have the Jets starting their quarterback. Jacksonville started their quarterback. The Bears didn't. All teams lost. New England started their rookie quarterback. They lost. Every team that started a rookie quarterback lost. So it's not like the Bears are hurting by not having Fields. And they're winless in their division anyway. Give them another chance to learn from the sideline. Chicago defense cost of the game. Maybe the bar set low for the Bears. But this is about Justin Fields. I mean, who can play left tackle? The Bears are crushed at that position. Tevin Jenkins, Chicago's second-round pick, original projected starter. He's out after back surgery. They signed veteran Jason Peters. He left Sunday night with a quad injury. They just got some issues. But I still say Justin Fields, he can't fix it on his own. Don't get him beaten up. They're playing the Bengals Sunday. Maybe bring him in and give him 20 plays. But don't start him. Kansas City 33, Cleveland Browns. Cleveland, this is for you. Kansas City 33, Cleveland 29. What a game. Standout performer. Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Derek Touchdown Hills. 11 receptions, 197 yards. Up to the line of scrimmage. This stadium is rocking touchdown Patrick Mahomes. I-set formation, 4 wideouts, 5-man front. by the Browns. The snap, Mahomes 4-step drop, looking, throws downfield. It is caught by Hill for the touchdown! Touchdown! Chiefs! Patrick Mahomes to Tyreek Hill, 50 yards! What a great play. They're a dynamic team. The Chiefs are going to need to score a bundle to win. Their defense was a pushover for 3 quarters against the Browns. I think the defense will get better because they got better in the last quarter. Led by Chris Jones, the Chiefs defense got hot in the fourth quarter. They're going to be fine. They got touchdown Patrick Mahomes, who hasn't lost a game in September. Do the Chiefs have anyone to help Travis Kelce and Tyreek Hill? As a receiver, nobody stepped forward in any meaningful way against the Browns. The offense leading heavily on the top 2 receivers. If Kelce and Hill play the way they did against the Browns, it may not matter. Because touchdown Patrick Mahomes, he's the real deal. And like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Like a good neighbor brings you the Big C Burger. It's a tasty burger, and it comes with, what's all this exotic meats? It's all fair in Leavenworth, and it also comes with ketchup. I really like what touchdown Patrick Mahomes can do. The Cleveland Browns, they're a good team. The Browns took it to the defending AFC champions for 3 quarters, but you got to play 4. All around Leavenworth. Odell Beckham Jr. will make his debut maybe sometime this month. He wound up on the field for the pregame, but ruled inactive, coming off the season-ending left ankle knee injury. He actually had a left knee injury, but it's all fair in Leavenworth. They play the Texans on Sunday, 1 p.m. Maybe he'll get some starting time. I'm going to go to New Orleans Saints. New Orleans 38, Green Bay Packers 3. My goodness, standout performer for the Saints. Quarterback touchdown, Jameis Winston, 148 yards passing, 5 touchdowns. Wasn't a lot of passing, but he was 5 touchdowns. You got to like that performance. That shows he had the LASIK surgery, and he can actually see, like Big C Sports 4C. It's all fair in Leavenworth. An impressive way to win by the Saints away from home in the heat and humidity of Jacksonville. Sean Payton had a mountain of adverse conditions. We had the Hurricane Ida swept through. A lot of people have their hearts, minds, and prayers back home in New Orleans, Louisiana. But think about it. Drew Brees' retirement, 10 new starters because of injuries, a suspension, and a salary cap purge, and then a relocation to Dallas the past 2 weekends. And then a home game in Jacksonville because of Hurricane Ida. But no one could have expected that level of dominance. The Saints, who that said they're going to beat them Saints? Nobody can beat them Saints. All fair in Leavenworth. Touchdown, Jameis Winston, 14 of 20, 5 touchdowns, 148 yards. He rushed for 39 yards. And most importantly, 0 turnovers. This segment is sponsored by Budweiser Zero. It has 0 turnovers, 0% alcohol, 100% on his game. It's all fair in Leavenworth. Touchdown, Jameis Winston. I really like what they did. Now, the Green Bay Packers, you might have thought no preseason for touchdown Aaron Rodgers. A lot of complaining about the organization, who doesn't like. But I think about it, all-pro left tackle David Bakhtiari, who's out at least 6 weeks, that cost him also. Touchdown Aaron Rodgers wasn't in sync. He blamed himself. They said they didn't need Love, but isn't it amazing that Love got the chance to play in game 1? After all the talk about, I can't believe they have Love. What's Love got to do? Tina Turner, what Love got to do with it? But think about this. I think when you think about the Packers, Rodgers turned the ball over in the red zone. His 3rd quarter interception was the first red zone interception since week 6 of 2019. He had thrown 45 touchdowns since his last red zone interception. The Packers are one of only 3 teams, the Buccaneers and the Browns were the others, without a red zone turnover last season. But they had one this season. No preseason game for Rodgers. That showed. It really showed. So touchdown Aaron Rodgers. He got to get his stuff right. Got to get his groove back like Stella got a groove back. Next game, Detroit Lions on Monday. A Monday night game that everybody's waiting to see. Yeah, everybody. That's a song. Everybody's waiting to see that game. Miami Dolphins, I pictured the Miami Dolphins 17, the Patriots 16. Standout performer, Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, 202 passing yards, 1 touchdown. We know Miami defense is legit. It's going to lead the way again. They're not the no-name defense of back in the 70s that won undefeated 17-0. Not that defense, the no-name defense, but they're good. And the second-year quarterback, Tua Tagovailoa, showed flashes of taking charge. He's no Dan Marino. He's no Dan Marino at all. We know that. But it had receiver Devontae Parker downfield. I think of this team, they got to just count on their defense a lot. Tua he can come and get you 200 yards passing, but he's not a 400-yard passer, like we saw in touchdown Derek Carr last night. But that defense is going to win some games. And then, Brian, you know, they outcoached Bill Belichick. You can say a turnover here and there. Mac Jones, a rookie, he wasn't up to speed. You say, well, they had a fumble in the end. Well, the Dolphins also had turnovers. I thought Mac Jones was going to cost them, and I think he did. Had a serviceable game. Did enough for the Dolphins to win against New England in 2008. And Mac Jones led offense, but unclear how he's going to hold up against a more potent group. Mac Jones had success against people who were trying to make football teams. It's just my opinion, but I think that hurt them when Belichick decided to get a guy who never had an NFL snap, and for whatever reason, decided to go against having a former NFL MVP and touchdown Cam Newton. So the Patriots, we'll see what happens with Mac Jones. Not enough. 133 passing yards in the first half would have been a season high for the first half Patriots in 2020. Jones is future. They say it's bright, but we got to see. It may be bright, but it wasn't bright enough to get a win at home when everything was in their favor. 8 players back that didn't play last year wasn't enough. I'm just my opinion. I'm going to go with the Denver Broncos over the New York Giants. What a game to go into New York and get a win in the Big Apple. I'm going to call it the Big C Apple now, the Big C Burger. It's a tasty burger, and it comes with what all things that it needs. Next time you look at the top of Times Square, you should see a burger. It's a bird. It's a plane. No, it's the Big C Burger. What's all the exotic meats? In New York City. Touchdown, Teddy Bridgewater. 264 passing yards, 1 touchdown. When you think about what he did, by the end of the third quarter, Bridgewater was 26 of 34 passing, 248 yards, and 2 touchdowns. The Broncos also put together scoring drives of 10, 16, and 15 yards. Most importantly, it was touchdown Teddy Bridgewater that was doing his thing. I mean, when you think about a long absence for receiver Jerry Jeudy, what would that mean for the Broncos offense? Jeudy suffered a lower right leg injury in the third quarter. Initially, the Broncos, when you think about it, the Broncos, they were thinking that they could not win going back east. But they found a way to get it done. You think about for the Broncos, Tim Patrick, who led the team in receiving touchdowns last season, will be pressed into additional work in the final 2 or 3 wide receivers. Since KJ Hamler, who dropped a sure touchdown Sunday, could be needed to make good plays. I like what the Denver Broncos are going to do. And they have touchdown Teddy Bridgewater. It doesn't matter who he's playing against. Up to the line of scrimmage comes the Denver Broncos, 4 wideouts, I-set formation. The Giants at a 5-man front. Bridgewater the snap, back to pass, 5-step drop, rolling, looking, throws downfield. It is caught for the touchdown! Touchdown, Broncos! Tim Patrick, 50 yards! Teddy Bridgewater can do his thing, and I said he would. Really appreciate that. Daniel Jones had another costly fumble. Surely it was a lot to do with running back Saquon Barkley and wide receiver Kenny Golladay. You know, big factors, not really effective. They combined for 91 total yards in the loss. It was similar to last year. The Giants are they're just in a slump. They're not the team that had the great Michael Strahan, and even if you want to look at Eli Manning. But a good win by Denver to grow to the East Coast, have an early kickoff, and come away with the win. Cincinnati Bengals 27, Minnesota Vikings 24. Standout performer, Bengals running back Joe Mixon, 127 yards and 1 touchdown. When you think about the future of the Bengals, you think about quarterback touchdown Joe Burrow out of LSU. On 4th and inches in overtime, Burrow appeared to check out of a play at the line of scrimmage. Instead, dropped back and hit tight end C.J. Umoza for a 32-yard strike that set up the winning field goal. Are the Bengals ready to play in that division with the Steelers and with the Ravens and the Browns? They're most likely going to come in last place. The next game's at the Bears on Sunday. It's a 1 o'clock East Coast time. It's all fair and level war. We'll see what happens. The Vikings, you like that? You like that? Kirk Cousins looked uncomfortable. The offensive line made error after error. The Vikings couldn't establish any kind of semblance of a run game. Dalvin Cook needs to be the guy that carries the rock in Minnesota. He's a touchdown maker, but they got to find a way to block for him. The offensive line was responsible for 70 of the team's 116 total yards in penalties. Can't do that. Cousins does not look comfortable. They don't look comfortable at all in Minnesota. It's not going to get any better. Next game Sunday, 4:05 East Coast time kickoff. Arizona Cardinals. Touchdown Kyler Murray. Put a beat down on Tennessee. Know what he said? I'll be back. All fair and love and war. I really like this team. My goodness, Raheem Mostert. The injury bug keep biting the 49ers. I don't like that, but I still have them hanging on by the skin of their teeth to win the NFC West. You might say, not so fast, my friend, but just hear me out. Garoppolo is 23-8 as a starter. They have Lance, who can come in and be kind of he's a Colin Kaepernick type quarterback. Can run and pass. 49ers standout. Running back Elijah Mitchell. 104 yards rushing and 1 touchdown. For 3 quarters, the 49ers offense reminded of how dominant they were when they went to the Super Bowl. They were firing on all cylinders. They also let up early and caught up a 28-point lead. We've seen that before in the Super Bowl. Okay, can't have that again. Coach knows what he's talking about. Quit giving up big leads. But think about this. If the Niners are going to return any contenders to contender status, they let the foot off the gas. You can't do that. But their head coach has been known to do that before. Did it in Atlanta. Can't do it anymore this year. The 49ers continue to iterate Trey Lance, who's going to be a stud. Lance threw his first career touchdown pass and his second NFL snap up to the line of scrimmage. 49ers, 2 wideouts, 4-man backfield, goal line set by the Lions. Lance the snap, 3-some stop, throws left in the corner of the end zone, caught, touchdown! 49ers! Freeland, 2 yards. That's all fair in Leavenworth Ward, but he had such spin on the ball. Kyle Shanahan, man, what do you do when you have a Ferrari in the garage when you have an older Ferrari that's 23-8? Take your time. SOS band, baby, we can do it. Take your time, do it right. We can do it, baby. SOS band, take your time, do it right. My goodness, injuries to running back Raheem Mostert and cornerback Jason Verrett, letting off the gas the 4th quarter, put a damper on an otherwise dominant performance. And Bosa is the real deal coming off the edge. He'll be coming around that mountain when it comes. He'll be coming around that mountain when it comes. Bosa's coming around that mountain. Bosa's coming around that mountain. Bosa's coming around that mountain. Set! Bosa, 5-yard loss. I really like that 49er defense. I mean, it's all fair and level where Jared Goff became the first quarterback not named Matthew Stafford to start a season opener in Detroit since the great John Kitna in 2008. But he looked stiff early, beginning 1 of 5 for 12 yards, an interception on passes of more than 5 yards. I mean, they've seen it this before. Goff ended up 338 yards, passing 3 touchdowns, completed 38 of 57. Detroit did what they always do. They lost. They always lose. All fair and level. The Steelers, I got a feeling the Steelers are going to the, I'm not saying Super Bowl, but you go into Buffalo, you have 60 yards total offense in the first half, and you come out, you win that game because the defense beat them up. They beat them up. Now, I'm not saying Mean Joe Green. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Mean Joe Green. Speaking of Mean Joe Green, this segment is sponsored by the Big C Burger. It's a tasty burger, and it comes with all this exotic meat. Have a coconut smile and the Big C Burger. 23-16. Standout performer for the Steelers, linebacker T.J. Watt with 2 sacks, 5 QB hits on Allen, and a tackle for a loss. Allen up to the line of scrimmage. 4 wideouts, 5-man front by the Steelers. The snap, Allen, 3-step drop. He's sacked! Sacked by T.J. Watt! He just signed that multi-million-dollar contract, and now he's doing his thing. 2 sacks, 5 QB hits, and a tackle for a loss. The Steelers' defense was always going to be the strength under Mike Tomlin, and that was especially evident. It kept the game close in the first half. The Steelers, think about this, 20 unanswered points, 17 were the results of 2 Buffalo Bill turnovers, because defense wins championships, and they came to play. You think about it. Cameron Hayward had a 3rd down sack of Josh Allen, who also signed $252 million. 1 play earlier, sack man T.J. Watt, just off a massive payday, had 2 sacks and was a disruptive force all night. The Bills managed to convert 7 of 16 3rd downs, but they were 0 for 2 on 4th downs. That Steelers defense came to play. I want to see more out of the ground game. Franco Harris had a decent game. Excuse me, my producer. That's Najee Harris. He runs like Franco. They needed him back in the reception for him, too. That makes sense to you. The Steelers had rushing yards. 1st round pick Najee Harris averaging just over a yard per carry. They got to get that fixed. But touchdown big man Roethlisberger also got sacked twice in the first half. The second half, he was much, much better. and the run game picked up behind the line to go 76 yards of total offense and 4 yards per carry as they started figuring out that Bills defense. I really like what they did. Buffalo's a good team. Buffalo allowed 20 straight points to the Steelers coming out of the halftime and lost a commanding lead. The defense allowed Pittsburgh to put together 3 drives of 9+ plays in the second half alone. The Steelers, I got a feeling the Steelers are going to the Super Bowl. I'm not giving them Super Bowl, but with a defense like that can go into Buffalo and win, I like their chances again to compete for their division. All fair and level war. When you think about Josh Allen in his first game of 2021, despite facing the lowest blitz rate of his career, he completed 30 of 51 passes, a career high in pass attempts, 270 yards against the Steelers, had trouble connecting with a touchdown. Stephon Diggs and Cole Beasley. The offensive line, one of the team's biggest question marks coming in, it also struggled. But that Steelers defense can do that to people. They've done it for many, many moons. All's fair in love and war. But being outscored 23-3 in the second half, I got a feeling the Steelers are going to the Super. No, not so fast, my friend. Not so fast. Great. Not so fast, my friend. Great Lee Corso. Carolina Panthers 19, New York Jets. How about those Jets? Jets. 14 standout performer. Panthers quarterback Sam Darnold, 279 yards and 2 touchdowns. All's fair and love and war. Not much to write home about, but the jury's still out on Sam Darnold. You're playing the Jets. You're supposed to win. Matt Rule says remains a work in progress. We know that. You're playing the Jets. We'll see what happens when they play a better team. They visit the Saints Sunday. I got a feeling the Saints are going to the Super Bowl. Not so fast, my friend. The great Lee Corso, not so fast, my friend. All friend Labor. Zach Wilson, he knows how to take a punt. Ballyhooed rookie quarterback showed no quit after a relentless pass rush. But why is he playing? And I mean, just my opinion, maybe they should let every rookie quarterback sit out a game or two. Just my opinion. We played to win the game. The Eagles 32, the Falcons 6. Standout performer, Eagles quarterback Jalen touchdown hurts him. 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 62 yards rushing, and they don't even like him. They don't even like him. There's reason to be excited about the Eagles and the young offensive playmakers. Quarterback Jalen Hurts outdueled veteran Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan make $150 million. He got outdueled by a quarterback that nobody wants. Nobody. His 5th career start, 27 of 35 passes, 264 yards with 3 touchdowns on the Eagles rookie Devontae Smith, 6 catches, 71 yards, and Kenny Gainwell, 43 total yards, each found the end zone in their debut. Why do people not like Jalen Hurts? All fair level war. Eagles up to the line of scrimmage. 4 wideouts, 5-man front by the Falcons. Hurts under center the snap. Hurts 5 to the drop. Looks left, goes right, has Bill downfield, and it's caught for the touchdown! Touchdown! Eagles! Devontae Smith, 30 yards! And people don't like him? How do you not like Jalen Hurts? He hurts them all day long. He was hurting them all day long. All night. He was hurting them all day long. All day. It's all fair. 11 war. Hey, Charlton, stick to podcasting, not thinking. Don't insult the great Lionel Richie. That is the only thing he does all night long, if that makes sense to you. I really love what the Eagles did. But next in town, the 49ers. They have different breed of cat coming to town. And speaking of cat, the segment sponsored by the Big T Burger. It's a tasty burger, and it comes with all this exotic meats. It's all fair in love and war. I'm telling you, the Falcons aren't blank. What do you like about $150 million quarterback? And at home in your home opener, you got beat by a quarterback that nobody wants. He scored 6 points in $1 billion stadium. You make the call. All fair in love and war. And nobody wants to give Cam Newton a call, huh? Nobody wants to give Cam Newton a call. Matt Ryan 6 points at home, and nobody wants to give touchdown Cam Newton a call. I guess you just like spending money. All fair in love and war. Nick Sirianni, what you gonna do? At least bring in Cam Newton for a chance. He's from the South. He's from the South. 6 points, $150 million. That makes you holler. All fair in love and war. Gonna come to the next game. Houston, Texas 37, Jacksonville 21. Standout performer, Texas quarterback Tyrod Taylor, 291 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tyrod Taylor been bounced around the league. Had a better game than Matt Ryan, didn't he? Arthur Blank. Who plays like Tyrod Taylor? Cam Newton. Cam. Why won't they let him play? Because I guess you're happy scoring 6 points at home, Mr. Blank. Cam from the South. Something just makes sense. Like the Raiders, the Silver State is Nevada. They brought in the silver and black. Some things make sense. Bring Cam Newton to Atlanta. Unless you're just like paying out money. Are the Texans for real? No, they played Jacksonville. Houston Masters 2020 total with 3 interceptions Sunday going into the season. It's clear that Houston's formula for success this season was a strong performance by defense. The team allowed 14 points to Jacksonville. Lovie Smith's defense will continue to take the ball away against the rookie of passing quarterbacks. But I'm telling you, there's still stuff going on with Deshaun Watson. Probably won't play in Houston anymore. Jaguars quarterback looked ill-prepared. Urban Meyer's first game. This is not Ohio State. And yes, the job is open at USC. All's fair in Leavenworth. Trevor Lawrence, hang in there. Your first regular season loss. Didn't even lose one game in high school. None in college, first one ever. But you're playing NFL football now. Seahawks 28, Indianapolis Colts 16. Standout performer, quarterback, touchdown! Quarterback Russell Wilson, 254 passing yards, 4 touchdowns. All's fair in Leavenworth. Don't tell me that Carson Wentz is the answer for Indianapolis. I've been saying it all along. Touchdown Russell Wilson, 2 touchdown passes, 3 of his first 4 possessions. It was explosive big plays, Tyler Lockett and Chris Carson. It was far from perfect. Still, when you think about touchdown Russell Wilson, the Seahawks will take 28 points, 4 touchdown passes, and no mistakes from touchdown Russell Wilson. It's all fair in Leavenworth. Up to the line of scrimmage, the Seahawks, the Colts, 5-man front. Seahawks, 4 wideouts. Wilson under center, the snap, 5-step drop, looking left, throws right. It is caught downfield by the touchdown! Seahawks! DK Metcalf, 50 yards! All fair in Leavenworth. You'd expect that when your wife is Sierra. He scores a touchdown even when he gets home. Touchdown, Russell Wilson! That makes sense to you? It's a tasty burger, and it comes with exotic meats. I told you, once you go exotic, you don't come back. All fair in Leavenworth. When you think about it, the Seahawks good enough at quarterback. I mean, they're just good. He's going to be the real thing. Pete Carroll has a juggernaut up in Seattle. But the NFC West is loaded. I'm just telling you, it's loaded. That was the case against Indy. 3 sacks from Raheem Green, Darrell Taylor, and Vincent Mawa. 10 quarterback hits. Even more pressure than those numbers would suggest. Trey Flowers and DJ Reed held up enough against the close receiving core. That was without T.Y. Hilton. It'll be much tougher next week against Julio Jones and A.J. Brown. Oh, really? Ask the Arizona Cardinals. All fair in Leavenworth. But they play this Titans Sunday, 4:25 p.m. kickoff. The coach, Carson Wentz. I mean, you see, Philadelphia did not want Jalen Hurts, who shined like a diamond down in Georgia. But they wanted Carson Wentz, and he got sent out for more money to Indianapolis. Why? He's not Peyton Manning. I told you something happened to his confidence. He's been punch drunk. They keep making excuses, and Cam Newton can't get a job. Will the Colts defense be more of a unit that forced 4 punts, a turnover, and sacked Seattle quarterback Russell Wilson 4 times on 6 second-half drives? It gave up 257 yards. I'm telling you, the Colts, people saying Super Bowl, no Super Bowl. Arizona Cardinals 38, Tennessee Titans 13. All fair in Leavenworth. Standout performer, Cardinals quarterback Kyler Murray, 289 passing yards, 5 total touchdowns. All fair in Leavenworth. It was anchored by a great pass rusher. And Chandler Jones, 5 sacks, was tied a franchise record. It showed his depth. Newcomer J.J. Watt in the backfield. More than the Titans' Derrick Henry could handle on Sunday. But there's something about Kyler Murray who is just amazing. Cardinals up to the line of scrimmage, 4 wideouts, 5-man front by the Titans. Murray the snap, rolling to his left, rolling again to his right. Throws down, throws is caught in the end zone. Touchdown! Cardinals! By Hopkins again. It's amazing because Murray, he's kind of hit or miss. But they're off to a 1-0 start. Kingsbury has them rolling. We'll see what happens. I really like that team. Touchdown, Derrick Henry. Got to get that giddy up going. The Chargers with a 20-16 win over the Washington football team. Stand-up performer. Chargers quarterback Justin Herbert. 337 passing yards. All-Fran Leavenworth and a touchdown. The Chargers, I like what they were doing. Herbert threw for 337 yards. 31 of 47 passes. Had the end zone fumble and threw a red zone interception. But managed to get the game-winning touchdown pass to Mike Williams. All-Fran Leavenworth. I'm telling you, that good old boy can do his thing. Herbert up to the line of scrimmage. Shotgun formation, 4 wideouts, 5 men front by the Washington football team to snap. Herbert, 5 steps drop, looks left, looks right, throws downfield, caught for the touchdown! Touchdown! Chargers! Mike Williams, 30 yards! Herbert to Williams, you'll see that a lot this year. I really love what the Chargers are doing. Got to figure out what to do for the quarterback position. How about bringing Cam Newton? Cam Newton led Carolina to a Super Bowl. Same head coach. All-Fran Leavenworth. Give the man a chance. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, 31-29 over the Dallas Cowboys. All-Fran Leavenworth. That's Big C's thoughts on NFL football. Touchdown, Raiders! What a way to kick off the season in Los Angeles. I love NFL football. I love so many things about sports. I love so much about Big C Sports. I'm going to tell you something. It's just my opinion. One stat of NBA basketball brought by my son Malcolm. NBA basketball universe. Yeah, you can cheer for that. Ben Simmons out of Philadelphia only wants to be traded to a California team. But that team, he does not want it to be the Sacramento Kings. Oh, they don't need him. They don't need him. But they could use him for defense. Offense, no. I want to bring up something. USC. This segment sponsored by the Big C Burger. It's a tasty burger, and it comes with what's all this exotic meat? You know, the travel of the white horse. A horse is called exotic meat, sponsored by the Big C Burger, a tasty burger. What's all this exotic meat? That's the call us him. Go big or go home. Like the Big C House home dating app. You don't have to swipe left and swipe right. You don't have to worry about mononucleosis or going to the doctor. You need a loan? Go to bigcsports.pacwm.com. Trying to help families purchase and refinance homes. All Fran Leavenworth. USC, go after Alabama coach Nick Saban to be the next head coach of USC football. 5 years, $100 million. That'll do it. He's been stealing kids from California anyway. You got all Americans that come out of California and they're lured by the paper bag. He knows what we're talking about. He's been trying to come to California anyway. How about give him a reason to stay and save some trees? Give Nick Saban 5 years, $100 million to come to California. He even has his own duck. The This segment sponsored by the Big C Burger. It's a tasty burger, and it comes with, what's all this exotic meat? Rumor had it, a duck is exotic meat. Nick Saban can be the replacement for Clay Helton at USC. There's a campaign to fill one of the best jobs in college football. Who will end up at the head then? The Trojans officially pulled the plug on Clay Helton Monday. There's all this talk about going out and finding other places. Lane Kiffin, he was there when he was younger. Been there, done that. James Franklin, he's at Penn State. Last time Penn State lost the Rose Bowl, it was to USC to Clay Helton. You don't need him. He's doing a good job at Penn State. Mike Gundy, I'm 40, I'm a man. They don't care about that. If you're in LA, Urban Meyer, been there, done that. He's won at Utah, he's won at Florida. He's won at Ohio State. He would be a second choice. Quit messing around. We don't need Lou Fickle. We don't need Graham Harrell. They even talking about bringing Reggie Bush in to coach. He knows how to win. Go and get Nick Saban. Quit messing around. Go get him. He's been coming to California, stealing all the top players. Bryce Young, All-American. Nick Saban stole him out of Santa Ana. He stole a lot of players. He stole Najee Harris out of Antioch. Come on, he's been stealing players in California for years and getting away with it. Give Nick Saban 5 year, $100 million. You got the money in LA, USC, your rich school. You guys want to keep messing around, or do you want to win? We played to win the game. Bring Nick Saban to USC. He's tired of being down in Alabama. He's tired of swatting all the mosquitoes. They don't have mosquitoes in LA. There's no mosquitoes in LA. The smog killed all of them off. Nick Saban comes to USC. USC, fight. If you got to get O.J. Simpson to recruit him, O.J., go get Nick and bring him back. We know you got a Bronco. Bring him back to California. If that makes sense, you guys can laugh about that. O.J. can convince him to come back. Sam Bam Cunningham convinced, it was Alabama back in the day, to recruit African-American athletes. Bear Bryant, he said, I got to get me some of these. They thought he was talking about the Big C burger. It's a tasty burger. It comes with, what's all this exotic meat? Bear Bryant wasn't talking about the Big C burger. He was talking about those big, strong black kids that ran all over Alabama back in the day. And they came out to USC and started stealing players from out here ever since. Get Nick Saban to coach the USC Trojans. That's my opinion. I'm sticking with it. If you don't do that, then you're really not trying to win. Don't worry about people saying, oh, he would never leave. The Raiders left California to go to Las Vegas because of money. You tell me Nick Saban doesn't like money? He got a second job. You think you want to have that duck running around with him all the time? Give him $100 million over 5 years. He'll prove his worth more than John Gruden. That's just my opinion. And you know it's true. You got to do it. Quit messing around with saying we're going to look at coaches and going to decide who we want to coach the USC football team. You already got the coach. Big C just told you. It's Nick Saban. No joking around. You want to win? Go get that guy and let him win. I think it's a make or break year and season for USC. You got to get back in national championship winning. You got to do it. Go get Nick Saban. Hit the home run. It's all fair in love and war. Back in the day, there's a man by the name of Drew Boudini Brown. He was known as Muhammad Ali's right-hand man. He would always tell Ali, you float like a butterfly, you sting like a bee, you rumble, young men rumble. With all you've got to use, how can you lose? You lose if you don't get Nick Saban. Quit messing around with all these people. They've had Pete Carroll. Go get old St. Nick. He doesn't have to keep making those private flights out to Los Angeles to get players if he has a house in Los Angeles. Don't tell me he would not turn around the program at USC. You guys keep looking for second and third place guys. You want the best guy in the universe. With all you've got to use, how can you lose, USC? Don't get Nick Saban. Money talks, BS walks, Aflac, and even bring the duck with him if that's what it takes. You can do it. You can do it. Tonight's Major League Baseball schedule, gonna put that on a little bit of hold, as I want to make sure this final push, Nick Saban, if you come to USC, they'll be winning championships again in the next 2 years. Because he knows how to coach, he can bring his staff with him, and instead of taking people to Alabama, bring people to California. What's good for the goose, or what's good for the Aflac is good for the gander. Bring them out to California. Major League Baseball, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh, Milwaukee at Detroit, Chicago at Philadelphia, Miami at Washington. We have New York Yankees at Baltimore, Tampa Bay at Toronto, St. Louis at New York Mets, Colorado at Atlanta, Cleveland is at Minnesota, Houston's at Texas, and LA Angels are at Chicago White Sox. I want to say hi to my friend back at Chicago White Sox game. Sports Pro Hero, all fair and level war, Jim Cassier. Oakland at Kansas City, San Diego Padres at the first place San Francisco Giants, the Red Sox at the Mariners, and the Diamondbacks at the Dodgers. Cleveland is at Minnesota, all fair and level war. As my mother always says, there's no excuse for racism or domestic violence. At the Raiders game last night, in the end zone, they said, "In racism." Big C Sports been saying "in racism" for 6 years. There's no room for racism or domestic violence. No man, woman, or child should ever have to go through that garbage on their own. As we always tell you, on every Big C Sports show, we thank you, we appreciate you, and we hope that you have a super fantastic day. Nike, $10 million. $10 million for Big C Sports Podcast.